Obasonjo announced the declaration of Biafra, shocked the Igbos as he raised the Biafran flag for Biafran exit. Yes, so in fact, Obasonjo don't talk waiting sweet my heart, waiting sweet my heart. In fact, if only OBJ can stick on his word and does not, change his mouth, I'm telling you, others will follow suit. My dear listeners, in fact, I want to say that this is the most interesting statement OBJ have just said. He did not only stop there, he went on to set a warning to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, telling him that, look, this guy Nnamdi Kanu, if he dies in prison, believe me, this disintegration of Nigeria that is already on, will surely happen, and you will see how the Igbos will successfully exit Nigeria. He was very serious while he was saying what he was saying. I want to take you to the street so that you will hear what the people are actually saying about this. Spare me this little of your time as I drop this news behind for you. Make we enter the video.
Viewers, if you are watching, click on the like button, drop your comment, and also share this program to others. Former President of Nigeria, Obasonjo, has said publicly that he will leave Nigeria if Nnamdi Kanu, leader of IPOB, dies in DSS custody. What do you have to say about this?
Obasonjo was very correct. I don't know how he managed to maybe have some information that we are not having, but he has come out to say it publicly that that if actually has been reported that Nnamdi Kanu dies in detention, he will definitely leave Nigeria because he has already warned before now that this man did not commit any crime and he should be left off the hook. People does not understand where Nnamdi Kanu is coming from and why the man has rejected every deal that would jettison the restoration of Biafra by the Nigerian government. The Nnamdi Kanu has refused to sign those documents, have refused any form of endorsement on inducement, or anything that will compromise the Biafran struggle. And the intelligence report is having it very clearly, and that is why he still remains in DSS custody. But what surprised many is how the federal government under APC now has come out to be manipulating the already tense situation currently now, signaling that at this point in time now that we are documenting the process of that what led to the coming in of Omotoso as the judge, James Omotoso as the presiding judge, nominated by the APC government, when all the leaders of the legal team rejected to appear in Nnamdi Kanu's case because they said very clearly that Nnamdi Kanu's case has no evidence and he is not should not be able to preside over such matter that has no evidence. That what Nigerian government actually did was to sideline and oppress a voice that stood for the reality and a voice that stood for the liberation of people, not only Biafrans alone but Africa. And it is becoming very clear to millions of Nigerians today that Nnamdi Kanu who has remained the icon of freedom, fighting, a reference point, no matter how you look at it, and he has said it very clearly that we don't know what will happen, but there have been signals, there have been warnings that the leaders of this country has made it very clearly, just like the Danduma came out clearly to say that if it wasn't Nnamdi Kanu, maybe the whole Nigeria would have collapsed under Islamic conquest. I'm talking about T.Y. Danduma making that statement. We are seeing another prominent Yoruba son, former president, former military head of state, saying it very clearly that he will definitely leave Nigeria because from that report we gathered that nothing will actually remain and that nobody should hold him responsible because he has already warned Nigeria because they do not know. Nigerian intelligence has not been able to crack where Nnamdi Kanu is coming from, who is behind and who is not behind. Nations that are powering him or not. Nobody has been able to crack that. And from where he was able to, get his intelligence report, has remained a mystery. And the Nigerian government and the terrorist politicians in Nigeria are already in disarray, because of what is going to happen, and there's pressure in Asura currently that even though Bola Ahmed Tinubu might be pretending over the reality, but it has become very clear that, anything happens to Nnamdi Kanu right there in detention, then Obasonjo is saying, of course, they should count him out completely because, he will just disappear from this country, he will just leave this country completely because he has an intelligence report from global communities, from world leaders that, what will happen to Nigeria. They are just watching development on Nnamdi Kanu every day. And the African lawyers themselves have come on and advised Nigeria. We saw the ones coming from Gambia, Zimbabwe, Ghana, and all that. Even the delegate from Kenya has also, mounted pressure on the government of Nigeria and the Chief Justice of the Federation, including the presiding judge, to allow justice that Muslim. They were in the court in Abuja. They were out there. They saw they were working to see how Nigerian government is going to manipulate this. Even though I don't want to have issues with Sori on this matter, because I know definitely that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. If Nigerian government feel otherwise, that Nnamdi Kanu will not be released, that he will die there, then we will now tell the world of what transpired, even though they are already, watching. There are consequences of what we are talking about. That if you cannot defend the people, allow the people to defend themselves. That's the message. Now they are busy today, enjoying the ledgers with, celebrating, doing all manner of festivals with terrorists, those who carry guns physically. Imagine a sitting governor meeting terrorists with more than 20,000 Okada bikes, all of them carrying guns, and they are in the meeting with the governor, and nothing has happened. Today, we are seeing what is happening in Kwara, we are seeing what is happening everywhere in the world. But still, the Southeast governors, nobody has come out to condemn the statement credited to Bola Ahmed Tinubu that IPOB is a terrorist organization. It's quite unfortunate that it's coming from him, and it means that clearly he has taken a decision aligning with the Hamas, aligning with terrorist organizations in the world, like his representative in the just concluded United Nations General Assembly, where the Vice President went as far as defending Hamas in Israel. But today they have less than 72 hours to agree to that agreement. It is going to backfire. It must backfire. Nigeria will answer questions to the killing of Christians, of Igbos in Nigeria, marginalization, oppression of this entity, and Britain will not be able to save Nigeria. I can tell you convincingly that this time around, Britain cannot stand for Nigeria, and Britain will not be able to defend the disintegration of Nigeria. And that is what is happening today. And if that angle and it collapses, then the next focus is going to be here. And we are already seeing the signs there. I can tell you that the Obasonjo himself has put down his own opinion, and nobody will say that he did not notice. Forget all the paparazzi about 2027. Forget all the paparazzi of what is going to happen. Forget all the paparazzi, of what the game the politicians are actually playing. Whether election is going to be held or not, that is left for them. But what we are seeing is that it is enough is enough. The killing of over 500,000 Christians.
A word they say is enough for the wise. Obasonjo coming out to say this means that he has seen it coming. I told you people, a meeting is going on for the motion to be moved to disintegrate Nigeria. As I'm speaking to you, you can go and Google it, fact check it. Right now, world leaders are meeting to discuss this. Obasonjo have looked at this information. He has fact checked it, and that is why he is sending this warning to Tinubu. Look, my hands are not there. My hands are not there if anything should happen to Nnamdi Kanu. Just know it that the Biafrans will go. He knows what he's saying. Don't forget that he is also a civilian president and also a military president. He knows what he's talking about. Nobody can hold the Igbos. from living. The country will just divide quietly on its own, and you people will just be surprised. Then they will not tell people shey we tell una. Hey, hey, my dear listeners, I will like you to help to share this video because this is information everybody must be aware of. Because so that when it's happening, it will not be that one or two persons are just are still eating when it happened, just like my grandfather did. He was just eating when the war broke out then in 1963. He has to abandon his food and flee. So, my dear people, get yourself informed. Don't be left behind because this is about to happen. The discussion is currently ongoing. You can fact check. I've told you and I've given you the link. All right, please let it happen. Let it happen. Thank you.